You're watching ABC4 News.
Thanks for staying with us. As winter storms continue across the country, many blood drives are having to be canceled as hundreds of people are still in need of life-saving donations. I'm joined today by Dr. Walter Kelly from the American Red Cross. Thank you always for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us, for sure.
Yes, it's an important message that we can keep on repeat because there are people in need. Talk to us about why blood donation is so important, and especially right now, Doctor.
For sure. So, for example, I got a phone call just this morning from a hospital about a young patient who needed a transfusion of platelets. Platelets are the little fragments in your blood that help you to form a clot when you're bleeding. And so when you have severe bleeding, then you need platelets.
So tell us, too, who can donate at this point then?
Sure. So about 65% or so of the U.S. population can donate. About 3% does. So most people can. So if people have questions, it's pretty easy to go to redcrossblood.org and find out about the handful of conditions that do prevent people from donating. But most people can.
Okay, so that's good to know, because I think a lot of myths are out there on if you've had this illness or if you have this issue, you're not eligible to donate. But really, like you said, most of us really can. Is there an especially great need right now?
Sure. So as you've been talking about, the severe weather we've been having across the country doesn't just impact our ability to have the fun of vacation and that sort of thing, but it really does impact people who are ill because it's so difficult to get staff out for businesses to be able to be open. You know, some places you have really severe snowstorms that have made it impossible to collect blood. And so we're fortunate here in Utah, even though we are getting the precipitation that we'll certainly need come summertime, to be able to have donations continuing to go on is a pretty big deal to support the rest of the country.
That really is such a big deal. What type of blood type is most needed at this point?
Everyone who donates. So I remind people will say, oh, my blood type's not that important. So I happen to be blood group O, which means you can sort of give my blood to almost anybody. But at the same time, my wife happens to be blood group A. And so if we can provide her blood group A to patients that are blood group A, then that reserves the blood group O for people that we don't know their blood type.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely. I have a parent that is also blood group O and talks a lot about how important it is. But you're right. Every type of blood is important because we can help each other out. How can people donate, and what can they expect from the donation process? If they've never done it before, if they've been a little nervous about it all, what can they expect? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you see some of the smiling faces of our phlebotomists there in the background. It's a very easy process. We've actually made the questions even simpler than they used to be. In fact, if you have a smartphone, you can download the Red Cross Blood Donor app. You can actually answer the questions the same day before you get there. It makes the process even faster.
Oh, yes. Okay, very good to know. And then how to make an appointment, I think you just answered that. Was that in how you just go onto the app, or how would you like people to do it?
The easiest thing is to go to the app, or you can go to redcrossblood.org.
Okay, tell us too, Doctor, before we go, we have just about a minute left. What are some of those misconceptions, or what's the message that you would like to address while we have you here today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that people have a misconception about is just whether or not they're able to donate. We've done a lot of messaging, just north of Salt Lake. We have a very large military contingent, and lots of folks that have been in places overseas, they think they may not be able to donate. Many of those safety concerns have been addressed, and so lots of folks, particularly our former military folks that haven't been able to donate, are.
And how often can you donate?
So it depends on the type of donation, actually. So we were just talking about platelets. Platelets, like I say, they're the small fragments that help you to stop bleeding. You can donate platelets quite frequently, sometimes even more than once a month.
Wow.
But for most folks, it's about every 2 months.
Okay, to be able to donate blood every about 2 months, platelets could be once a month even, depending. Okay, well, we thank you again for your time here today, Dr. Walter Kelly with the American Red Cross. Until next time, we wish you happy holidays.
Thank you, and stay safe.
You too.